While I'm posting this, somebody just texted me saying Tim Pool just said, so if you can pull this up, Rob, which is kind of, I don't know what Tim is going through, and if he's trying to find a way to create beef for himself. I don't know what it is. We don't process a lot of how Tim is processing this. A guy comments and said, take notes, Tim Cass. Win your fans back by having and hosting the important debates. He responds.
Scroll down, Rob.
Go scroll down, Rob.
I offered it.
He said, I turned it down. You never did. You asked for a private jet. So don't lie, Tim.
That's the drop. That's the backdrop. Tim volunteered that information. Nobody asked him about it. Nobody knew. I didn't know. No, I don't think anybody knew about it other than his inner circle. I don't know. Cassandra's probably not too happy with Tim right now. I'm not going to speak for Cassandra. I'm a big supporter of her. Whatever her politics are, that's what mine are. She is really, it's kind of scary how aligned I think I am with her politics. Cassandra McDonald, I'm talking about, formerly Cassandra Fairbanks. But he's exposing stuff that doesn't need to be exposed. And he's doing it to defend himself because some rando said, well, Patrick Bet-David is hosting the debates I want. And Tim knows this. It's hard at times when you see people reply and you know some inside information you think you could defend yourself with. So I don't blame Tim on that. But this is a misstep. You didn't need to say this. No, it doesn't really help you. It's kind of surprising news, but this doesn't help. So now it opens up the door for Patrick Bet-David because he might be a little bit concerned about his reputation over the funny country and the Chris Cuomo hire. Tim Pool criticized him over the Chris Cuomo hire. So then Patrick Bet-David replies, this is all in public, turned it down. This is kind of out of character for Patrick Bet-David, to be honest. Turned it down. Our team and your team spoke. Your booker, I don't know if that's Cassandra McDonald, but she's just like, bro, keep me out of this. We have private conversations. If I can't, I'm not going to speak for Cassandra. If I were Cassandra, I would talk with Tim and say, bro, you are opening the door for our private conversations to be out here, and it has nothing to do with anything substantial. It is not helping our reputation. Stop doing that. But that's the boss man though. So, Tim's not one to play with. That's just my interpretation. But I don't care. I'm not going to be booking, and now within a couple weeks, you got beef with Jake Shields and Nick, where I'm trying to get you shows. I got you, Yay. I get you everybody. I got you, Yay. I got you, Milo. This was gold, bruh. See, I as a booker, I got you, Yay, Nick, and Milo, and then you dropped the bag, bruh. And then now you airing all this stuff where we're trying to negotiate? Come on, bro. Patrick Bet-David was never going to make that public unless you came up under him. Your booker said you wanted us to fly you down in a private jet. I keeps a private jet, which was strange. That's an old Jim Rome reference, if you don't know. That's Floyd Mayweather, but I'm a big clone Jim Rome fan. So the Jim Rome fans out there know what that is. Which was strange, especially after I attended your paid, in all caps, by the way, event in Miami for free. Let us know if you want to see email exchange. I'll wait. Okay. So at this point, if I'm Tim, I text PBD, my bad, bro. We good. I appreciate you came through. I'll come through to make it up. That's me. If I'm Tim at that point, I'm like, let's leave. I'm not even going to talk. I'm not going to reply to it. I'm not even going to DM. I don't even know if they DM. I'm going to text that, bro. I'm going to text them like, you free? Can you chat real quick? I want to smooth it over. My bad. That's because Patrick, you got beef with Patrick Bet-David right now? Come on, Tim. You can't be. Like, the only people he doesn't have beef with right now, his own chat's exploding on him. Like when Elijah Schaefer was there, the only people, you know where I'm going with this. The only people he doesn't have beef with is Daily Wire right now, basically. And I'm exaggerating with beef, but I'm a huge Tim Pool fan. hopefully if you follow the channel, hopefully that's come through how highly I respect and how highly I think of Tim. And even I am like, Tim, this is, multiple times I'm having to say, Tim, what is this? Why is this? So Patrick Bet David has to reply. So then Tim replies again. This is unnecessary. It's not helping. He replies again and says, yeah, I turned it down because it's impossible for me to fly there. I didn't say I didn't want to do it. I want to call him out. I want to call him out, meaning Cuomo is what I take that as. I just can't afford to fly to Miami on a Friday night or make it in time if I fly Saturday morning. I got no beef. I don't understand. It just doesn't make sense for me. Everybody's like, Timeless Man says, take a break from IRL occasionally. Fridays have lower viewership anyway. I don't know if that's true. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, that's the take, bruh. Tim. This is a positive thing on Tim. Tim is the hardest worker that I'm aware of in this alt media podcasting space. I don't think it's even close. The segments he does every day, the live show he does he's there if he's not there, it's, the times where his voice his voice goes out from time to time because he's talking so damn much, but he's been taking care of it well now. But when his voice goes out, he can't do the show. He has to take a break. He's sick, like when he had the coof, as Jeremy from the Quartering calls it. When he had the coof, he had to take, I don't know, I think a week off or so, or a couple of days off. It felt so weird. Why? Because he's the hardest worker out here. This dude makes the money, but he is outworking me. And I'm not full time, but it is what it is. He's outworking everybody. That's why it's weird. And that's why he's like, I got a show to do. And everybody else is like, bro, you shouldn't even be doing the show on Fridays. It'd be better for you to keep the Fridays open, rest up, and then maybe you can schedule some of this stuff to expand the viewership because you might need more subscriptions or whatever else doing these debates. It's not going to expand that much doing PBD, though, because it's the same type of audience. But maybe you go out and you do something with a Nick. How cool would that be? How cool would it be if Tim took Fridays off and then one of those Fridays he's like, you know what, Nick? Just like Nick was on with Bryson Gray and talked with us. And no. Bryson Gray was on with us on the Weekly Rumble. Nick wasn't there. But he talked about how he met Nick. And he said he met Nick through Fortnite. Nick was like, there was a misunderstanding Bryson had. Nick was like, let's play some Fortnite and we talk about it. And he's been cool with him since. And so that's what, how cool would that be if Tim did, like you saw Tim on Nick's website and Tim was playing Fortnite or whatever. I don't know if he knows how to play it or not, but, playing it and chilling with Nick, trying to expand it and not having beef. Like, I don't agree with you all, just like Destiny. Destiny was chilling with Nick. Pretty much Nick's supporters didn't really have beef with Destiny during that time. They were cool. They were chilling. They would have debates, and then afterwards they'd be talking about whatever. They went to dinner on that, Destiny and Nick. So, but Tim can't do that because of the whole Daily Wire thing. But how cool would that be? Forget Nick. Tim could go on the whatever podcast or whatever, just to expand the viewership. That'd be cool, I think. He could go on with Fresh and Fit and do some of those other things, maybe if he's free on the Friday night. So he says, I turned it down. So that's why he needed the jet. He needed the jet because he would have to use that to get to Miami in time. And I'm like, I'm not feeling that, man. That's not a good excuse. You got how many people on your crew? You've got Shane, you've got Mary, you've got Brett. You could probably call in a Libby or somebody else to come. You got Serge. You got a lot of people. You don't need to be worried about that. And then on top of that, he's got beef with people like, not beef, but Owen Schroyer kind of was confused about Tim too. That means the message isn't landing. Something's not right. Here's Owen Schroyer's tweet. This is separate from this Patrick Bet David stuff, but Owen Schroyer says, I'm confused why Tim says he's navigating the censorship waters. I'll cover that in a different segment. But, even Owen Schroyer, of all people. So you've got Spats, you mishandled the Trump pandemic talk with Nick. I think that was late last year. That wasn't a good look. I mean, with Luke, they were kind of out of the blue. Tim got very animated about defending Trump and tired about talking about the pandemic. Bro, we ain't never stopped been talking about the pandemic. And then unnecessary spat with Nick. And that wasn't really Tim's fault because Jake Shields brought it up. But Jake Shields, Nick. So you've got all their fans kind of going against you now, acting weird with Luke. So you got Anomaly and his, people who follow him kind of sour on you. Then the last time Dave was on, Tim was acting weird, debating the TikTok stuff where they talked about the guy that we said was behind 911. It was just weird how he had the energy for that. And then Elijah Schaefer was on. He was weird with that. Liam Cosgrove was on. That was the funny country kind of debate. And all these people are really kind of cordial. And what's going on? I'm perfectly fine with spats, but, man, they got to be on something substantial, man. I'm not going to have no spat with people over this stupid stuff, man. There's no need for it. And if you really are a fan, go support timcast.com. I mean, he's so important. I just tweeted that Donnie and Jeffrey Charles would be great guests on Timcast. They are out here, man. There's a case in New York, if you don't know, where a guy was making his own weapons. Got 10 years. Something that's usually legal in damn near every state. I think his name's Dexter Taylor. Let me look that up. Yeah, look up the Dexter Taylor story. I will have to do a segment on that. But yeah, but I bring that up because I was like, the top podcast I go to is Tim. And then somebody at Cassandra, I was like, Cassandra, take a look at this. If she probably has reached out already. I wouldn't be surprised. But, or the Culture War, or Lisa Reynolds could reach out. We'd see what's happening with him. It's a terrible, terrible case. And Tim's important because he's the platform. I mean, Rogan can do it too, but nobody platforms. When I say platform, I mean give somebody an opportunity to exchange their ideas, share their ideas. Nobody does it like Tim. And I want him to protect the integrity of that platform and get feedback. I remember when Ye was hungry and he was slinging his beat tape. So he would make beats and then he would go to these shows and try to, just like a producer back in the day, and literally give them tapes. And then it became CDs. But it's like, hey, Kanye West, ran up to Talib Kweli, like, listen to these beats. I know you're going to like these beats. You can rock over these beats. And then he came up. And I say that because Tim is now risen on up. He's the man. And sometimes you can lose touch. And sometimes you need the fans who really, if people really care about Tim, if they really care about somebody, they will respectfully say, you're losing me here. You're losing me on this one. And I don't think it's good for your self-interest. Forget about if you agree with me or not. That's a sign that somebody really cares. Let me know what you think.
Middle MAGA.